All right, I've got no visibility if this is actually working, which is somewhat unfortunate. New computer, who dis? If you're a premium, if you've got YouTube Premium, make sure you download this video afterwards. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me turn Steam off. Come here, let's turn Steam off just to make sure. So yes, I've got a brand new computer, and so I'm kind of like going through the process of resetting everything up. But can you hear me? Is the question. Go away, Steam, whatever. I need a little bit of help. Hang on. I need help. All right, let's continue on as if it's all working. Let me know if it's not either way. So at the moment, we're kind of working on this ship. I kind of want to get back to my roots and kind of, you know, just kind of make something. What? I don't know. Well, actually, I do know. I kind of want to make something like this. Hey, Poland. Hey. I am doing very well. The question is, so with this ship here, I'm either going with like a fan system, or do we kind of continue on with how I used to have it, as if it was like a little box, and then that's got the propulsion here. So I'm actually kind of going through physics-wise in here, because you can't have kind of like a jet engine going into another jet engine. It doesn't like really work. Oh, my welcome, buddy. So this is where I'm kind of at. Do I just kind of go with, you know, a simple box on the one side? Yes, I've got the new motion capture suit coming, and there will be more of that coming up very soon. I can tell you that much. I'm waiting for that to be shipped. It's going to be a little bit because it's coming from America to Australia. So this is where I'm kind of, thank you very much, mate. This is where I'm kind of stuck at the moment. I do like what I have at the moment, and I do have actually the ability to kind of contract these fans and kind of expand as if they're going faster or slower. It is a little bit, yeah. I've removed the wheels because, you know, I want to go for that sci-fi. Kind of going back to the Wipeout from PlayStation 1. I'm kind of going with that effect. Obviously, they didn't really have any engines, but I kind of want something very similar. Now, I do have a character in here just for scale. So if I go into pose mode and we go into wireframe, we can see that this character sits in here quite nicely. And so I'm kind of basing the character more around them. Angle then to provide you a bit more lift. So this was the question as well, is the plan is just to have these as propulsion forward, and then have something else underneath that would kind of give it lift to kind of keep it off. I duplicate the light in EEVEE, but it isn't visible. The old lights are visible, but any new lights are added to the scene aren't visible. No idea. Jump on my Discord and I can have a look at your blend file, and I can see if I can pull something out, but with that description. So let's go ahead. What I've already done is started blocking it. Now, do I have an old version? No, that is the semi-newer version. Do I have an older version? Alt H? No, I don't have an old version. So they actually, yeah, I had, I couldn't get it right, but I've just kind of started off with the basic shape and kind of just building on it. So for instance here, the cockpit, I'm not too thrilled how it looks, but in saying that, it contains the character how I want it to contain. And you can visualize how the character actually would get into the vehicle, which is actually fairly important. This back bit as well, I am a fan of how it's open and it's kind of allowing a little bit of airflow. And I do like the rear wing, how these engines would be attached. In terms of propulsion and turning, the plan is to actually be able to change the directions of these jets. AZ Technology, welcome, buddy. MHO, howdy. So that's the point of these jets. And if we've got time tonight, we might do it. If not, I will make a tutorial on creating a jet and have it following an empty, how to make it open and close. So if you haven't already, subscribe button. Okay, so from here, what are we going to do? We're going to continue blocking this out. Let's continue working on the engine. Now, what I want to do is probably work on the fan part. So I'm going to grab this. I'm going to Alt left click on the edge there, Shift S, cursor to selected, and now our cursor's in the middle. Let's go ahead and create another cylinder. Rotate X 9 degrees, scale. I'm going to press P to separate by selection. So now it's that it is its own individual piece. There we go, we got there in the end. I really do think we should probably have this as a cone. So what I'm going to do is just extrude that. Control B to do a bevel. And already had enough bevels in there. So that's quite nice. It's almost very much Pod Racer-esque at the moment, where Anakin's one was actually quite large right in the front. There is a minor issue. It seems the jets are not aligned. Yes, so the reason why these don't have a mirror modifier, we're going to have to actually do that a little bit manually. Yeah, but other than that, that's fine. Yeah. So from here, let's go ahead and, like I said, we're going to continue just simply blocking. So let's kind of create now our plane. And then from here, let's scale that in. And we'll scale that on the X, scale that on the Y, scale that on the X. And we want it to be, there we go. I want it inside that lip in there. From here, I'm going to put, Control R to put an edge loop. Let's go in G to the X, Control B to do a bevel. I don't need that many. Okay, let's move that back over a little bit. And then I'm just going to go G, Y, bring it like so. And then from here, let's go GZ, pull that down. Let's just push it back a smidgen. And then from here, we might just down, up. And then this one comes down. And then that's what we've got. Cool. So we've kind of got this fan blade. So from here, I don't normally use a subdivision surface modifier. I normally just put it all as one jazz. But we will put an edge loop through there. And we'll put an edge loop on the tip, because we just kind of want that nice thingy-mabob there. Let's now go ahead and add in that solidifier modifier, 0.001. Boop. And so now we've got our nice little fun blade. Can you make a short film like the advantages of Tintin and do how to make cities and games, Spider-Man games, please? Ugh. Funny enough, I actually did get the Iron Man working in VR, so with the handles you can kind of control where you're going. Did get that working. I will probably be dealing into some Unreal Engine some more. I've got an idea for a game. I'm really spewing that I missed out on the epic mega game jam. I really do wish I knew about it a little bit more, but oh well. Update DIY facial motion capture and full body motion capture. Yes, that's all coming. Don't you worry about that one. So from here, let's add in our empty, and we'll add in a sphere. I'm just going to plop that one in there. Now I have to remember how to do this. So from here, we have this. We're going to go into an array. I'm going to make the array down here. Count, we can make 30 for now. Factor is 0. Object offset we tick, and then this sphere is our offset. Oh no. Oh no. That's a little bit weird. Rotate Y. Fix count. What will that do here? Sorry, now I'm trying to remember stinking arrays, which are my bane of existence. So that is correct. What if we put that on top? Control A, I'm just going to apply all Control A, apply rotation, apply scale. Object offset is fine. Factor is 0. Do I have to turn off? No. Funnily enough, I do have a tutorial on this, and I did. Oh, there it is. Whatevs. Okay, so there's our fan. What did we say? 30 times 12. There we go. So now we've got kind of like our fan set up. From here, what I could do if I wanted to right now and just kind of put it in place, I could just Control A on the array and then apply it in there. However, it's not exactly what I want. So in the edit, I'm going to quickly kind of tilt this some more because I don't really want to be seeing what's behind the fan. But there we go. Can't drink water. Blender is Blender popular? I don't know. I know there's quite a few people who are using it in Australia. Some people are Paul Kagegi, CG Bailey, no, Bailey Films. I think it's Bailey Films. So go check out their channels. And there's a few other artists as well, but just off the top of my head that I can't think of them. So we've got that, beautiful. We've got this back part here. Let's go into a mesh, into the cylinder. Let's go rotate on, what did I do there? Rotate X 90 degrees, scale. And then here we're going to kind of just make this exhaust. It's not going to be a flame, but it will be a thingamabulb. Kind of, it'll be a jet propulsion. So let's kind of just move that back just a smidgen more. And then I'm going to Shift D that face, duplicate G to the Y, I to do an inset, another inset, another inset, another inset, and one more. And then from here, what I'm going to do is delete these faces. Yep. And then so we've got these rings here. Let's just go E to extrude, Control L, GY. And then we can do a little bit more to that. But at the moment, we're kind of going through that blocking phase as mentioned before. I am going to go engine light, just so we can kind of see it. Change the surface to emission. And we want my nice pretty blue, and always hit the assign button to make sure that you do that. Let's kind of go into the render tab. We're in EEVEE. Go away, EEVEE. Let's jump into cycles. I do like that. Unfortunately, I kind of from the front here we'll see it, but that is not too bad. That is kind of what I'm going for. Let's go into GPU mode. There we go. That's a little bit more schmicker. Is that right? Yes, that is right. So that is coming along nicely. I'm fairly happy with that. So these bits here, they're kind of like the shield from the heat of the engine hitting the cockpit. So we'll kind of do some stuff on that. On here, this front section, I actually really do like. Maybe we'll bring that a little bit forward. Nope, we won't. I kind of want it sitting behind this front cap, because kind of like when we're building machinery, you kind of want to be able to replace parts, and you can try and picture the way it is assembled. Brother, which country are you from? Australia. What are your thoughts about ZBrush? Don't use it because I can't sculpt. Can you do a movie on how to make city like all the CGI films? City like all the CGI films. You mean creating a city? One of the best add-ons for creating a city for me would be Scene City. There is a link somewhere below for it, but that very quickly creates a city. The other one is using a 3D kitbashing set, which I have on a few times, but I will be continuing on with the Pod Racer short film. I'm just waiting for that mocap suit to come in, because I've discovered a few things to optimize mocap. And then rather than redoing it again, I'm just going to wait for that to come in. So that's looking nice. I need to cap this off in here. It's kind of like the core elements have come through. So these parts here are kind of just almost like protective bits. Just in kind of like if ships are kind of knocking each other. Zilla, yo! So that's the plan with them. So this thing does have some protection. The question is are we just going to assume that these things can float, or are we going to actually put padding in there? I know you can sculpt in Blender, but I just don't do sculpting. I'm more of a hard surface modeler, so that's why I kind of do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scale in like so. Oops, let's kind of undo that. And then do we kind of put in some pads here and in here? Let's go Shift J, jump over into the modifiers, add modifier, mirror modifier, select the body. Is that now too busy? Is the question. I think we might go off the fact that we might just presume that it does float. Yeah, true. That might be right as well, Chris. But with the pads, yeah, I think we're going to go out and we're just going to assume that this stuff just flies. So from here, I do want some more kind of technical stuff happening on the front end. We want as well this bit here kind of bolts onto the engine. So from here, let's grab this piece here. Let's go G to the Z, bring it down, and then it's kind of like almost, oops, there we go. So it's kind of almost sitting flush, G, Z. And then it's almost like as if these engines are bolted on. Now the question is do we put almost like another one? So if I just, whoa, jeez, select this, Shift D, scale Z -1. Do we do like something like that as well? And then what it's doing is it's allowing for more contact points, I guess. Because at the end of the day, having only like 4 bolts stuck to a jet engine might not be the best option. That actually doesn't look too bad if we can get that looking nice. So visually, what I'm kind of going to look at as if there is a plate and the wing is bolted onto there. So I'm going to keep this piece just for now. But I'm going to come back into here. I'm going to grab, let's maybe just grab a few of these faces. Maybe these. That'll look nice. I'm going to go Shift D, P, separate by selection. And now I've got this piece here. And we know that this piece directly sits on top of the other one. So I'm just going to put it to scale. And we'll go G, let's go GG. There we go. So this is kind of now our piece that gets bolted on to the engine. So what I can do from here is E to extrude, and we have something like this. I think that might have been a little bit too much. Let's just go E to extrude, just a smidgen off like so. And then from here, we need to extrude this out. So I'm going to press I to do an inset. Okay, E to extrude, scale on the Z, let's rotate that around. So we've got something like that. So I've kind of already stuffed up because we are, like I already said, we're blocking out that the wing would be over here, but I've already started nutting it out there, which is no good. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete that. Let's just start again, and we'll grab, you know, like these pieces here. Let's go Shift D, P, separate by selection. Let's grab this edge loop here. Ugh, jeez, what are you doing? There we go. Fat fingers. And then we'll go, no. Where are we? Put another edge loop through there. Grab that, delete vertices. From here, we're going to extrude I to do an inset. And let's do E to extrude along the x-axis. E to extrude along the x-axis, and we'll scale that in a smidgen. Let's kind of rotate that around, scale on the Z, and then we'll bring it down. E to extrude, and we're just trying to get that curve in place. That's nice. That's not too shabby. E to extrude along the x-axis. Now, obviously, we said that we kind of want that curve. Yeah, you give it wheels. No, I don't know. I don't know if I want to give it a landing gear. I mean, especially if it's going to be a race car. I know it sounds stupid because how else is it going to land? That is a very valid question. One that I don't know. Whoops. Scale on the X0. And then we kind of have this, G to the Z. Let's put an edge loop through there, G to the Z, and see if we can get that natural curve in there. From here, Control B. And then from here, Control B as well. Let's now go ahead, P, separate by selection. Yep, that's in the center. So now if I just move that off to the side. Ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. I'm very happy with that. From here, I'm going to deselect these. I'm just going to press GG. And we'll move these back. What we actually might do is I'm going to select these edge loops. Let's undo all that. If I delete those edge loops, it won't look like it's sticking on there, will it? So we kind of need those edge loops, unfortunately. Dang it. Info to which software are you using for motion capture? iClone. There is in Reallusion is what I'll be doing all my mocap stuff in. I mean, they would def keep the bottom plate that holds the engine from flexing. Yes, I'll be doing that. Perfect candidates for a carbon fiber material. Can you make a photorealistic character? No, because I don't do character modeling. That's why I bought Character Creator 3, because you can pay $90 for a library of characters. If you just put that into time versus money, just think about this. I can make a character in about 10 minutes. So if I made only one character ever, that's $90 for that character. Jump on CG Trader or Sketchfab. You might get some free characters on Sketchfab. But if you jump on CG Trader, the same type of character, it's $500. So time versus money all the way. This is motivated to open my Blender. Good. The more people that use Blender, the better. I think Blender is absolutely an amazing tool, and I'm very grateful for what they are doing. So as you can see, I'm just kind of bending this backwards to kind of get a nice curve. Now, technically, I could come in and delete these edges. I don't want to, though. Oh, you know what? Let's just see what the damage is if I delete these edge loops. Delete edge loops. That's a lot of damage. Let's go. I'm going to put an edge loop through there, and then we'll get rid of these ones. Delete edge loops. I mean, it's not the worst. I'm just trying to make it so I can work with it a lot easier. And let's go this edge. Whoops, this edge in here. C G Y. Whoops, GG. And then that'll give us that, and then we can grab this, Control B. That I don't. Oh, I semi-do want that. Let's grab that. I'm just trying to think now. Let's go delete faces in here, because if I add any more edge loops, I don't want them to be carried across. Delete faces. And then from here, if I go Control B, that'll allow us a nice edge in there. I don't like the fact that that bit there is so thick, but it kind of does work. So I will allow it for now. Let's get rid of these things in here. I'm just going to go GG. GG. And we'll do the same for here. C. And just go GG. That's not bad. I will need to redo the front wing because I do like the fact that it's flat, because technically if it's pointing down, that means that this airfoil is making it plow into the ground, and that's not what we want. So that means technically from here, if I go G to the Z and we just have something like that, GG. See, to me that works. What's that? You can't make a character with 6 arms. I have no, once again, I have no, if I need to make a character with 6 arms, I will write that thing out of the script. Simple as that. I work within my means. Because, yeah, I have no intentions of having a character with 6 arms. Because then you've got to animate a lot more. Like, even if you think about Finding Dory, the octopus only has 6 arms, because having 8 is a lot more. There's a lot more animation. So try and work around the constraints. That is my best advice. Cool. I'm happy with that. That turned out. I'm really happy how it's all coming along with the engines. Once I set up all the rigging for it, then I can copy and duplicate that around. The cockpit here, I feel that it's just kind of like a little bit too high, but it needs to be like that. The rear wing will do the same thing. I really do like that shape. That shape has really come on nice there. These things in here, I reckon could probably do that somewhat better. Maybe even if you see on the modern F1 cars, even if we kind of go Control B to do a little bevel in here, I mean, we could kind of E to extrude. And then what I'm going to do is actually just kind of bring these back. And then we've kind of almost got like a little wing, little fin. I think that's in the wrong spot though. If anything, the fin should be over here, but that's kind of to, you know, keep it stable. Are you familiar with Boolean tools like Box Cutter? I have tried using Box Cutter. I think I might even have it enabled. But I don't use it enough. I gotta really just sit down one night and just go to town on it. I'm not gonna make a city right now, mate. I'm just gonna let you know. But yes, so here I've got hard ops, I've got box cutter, I've got machine tool. Oh, sorry, that's DecalMachine. I bought from the recommendations to some other people. I can't remember what I bought, but there's another hard surface modeling tool. So yeah, as you can see, I'm pretty well decked out with add-ons. Canards. Is that what they're called? Yes. Okay. Let's now go ahead and kind of work on this wing down here then. What we will do from here, let's go GZ -1, and I'm just going to pop it down there. And then that way, if I need to move it up, I can just go Alt G and it comes back into its place. From here, I'm going to grab something like this. Let's grab a few faces from down below. Whoops. See? Something like that. It's not enough. It's a wrong angle here. Let's bring it back. Bring it over. Shift D. P, separate by selection. Oops, let's select this piece, tab, and there we go. I'm going to grab this edge here, delete this edge here, delete. delete. Yeah, that's nice. E to extrude along the Z axis, just a smidgen, just so we've kind of got that bolting plate. And we'll do what we did just before I, but this one we'll do a little bit different. We're going to go E to extrude, rotate, scale, and then I'm going to actually just grab that face in there, and we'll go E to extrude. Do I have clipping on? I do not have clipping on, so we'll turn clipping on, and we will have something like that. Let's just make sure we delete that interior face. We're just going to have issues a little bit later. Let's put an edge loop. Ooh, actually, let's grab these vertices in here, and I'm going to kind of line it up to how the first wing was, to about here. Let's put an edge loop through there. G to the Y. Bring it forward. Nice. Ah, crud on a stick. Undo. So I didn't make this inset big enough, because at the end of the day, there needs to be room for kind of like bolts to go on. I'll have a nap. Oh, jeez. I should go to bed. Yes. Check out C. Bailey's thing. He does really good. It's almost like a Blade Runner video series. Very good. He's a really good artist. He's doing some cool stuff with CG Cookie at the moment, I believe. So yes, definitely go check out C. Bailey film. Even though he's my competition, I still rate him very much. Okay, so let's go. Now let's go E to extrude, G. There we go. Delete that face. From here, let's grab these vertices, G to the Z. Let's put an edge loop through there, GY, and then we will maybe bring it up like so. Even that there's not too bad. Probably what we could do is put an edge loop through there. Let's grab this one, these vertices here, and I believe that one, and then we'll do a GG just to push it back, and let's grab that edge loop there and we'll go GG. Beautiful. And then we can grab this and just really give it a nice curve. Oh, I do like that. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Free making photorealistic characters, your best bet is probably Make Human, but that has to stay in Unreal Engine as per licensing. So just remember that if you're going to be using MetaHuman, the Unreal Engine one needs to stay in Unreal Engine. That's the licensing there. However, if you want to go against it, whatever. The other one is you got Make Human. That's an old Manuel Bastian lab. He that was some pretty cool stuff there as well. All right, I can get rid of that wing now. So that's yeah. This cone bit, I'm a little bit puzzled on how I'm going to close that. So yeah, I'm a little bit perplexed on that one. I mean, I can put an edge loop through here, and then and then we just get this weird looking shape there. I mean, we can grab this GG and bring it back. No, that's not bad. And then from here, what would happen if I bring this forward a smidgen? Nice. And that just gives us a nice little bit of curve around there. I do have a subdivision surface on it, and that's looking on point. So I'm fairly happy with that. Let's bring that back down. From here, what I'm going to do is just create two little slits. So let me grab maybe this piece here, Shift D, GZ. Let's grab scale Y 0. scale Y0. I just want to make it a square. Beautiful. Control L, something like so. E to extrude. E to extrude. Oops, there we go. Control L. And then it's going to sit something like so. Let's go G, Y. And we can see that it's kind of like bulbing around the top. So what I can actually do is just delete the top and bottom faces. And now it looks more like a cylinder. Beautiful. It's come along super nice. So here, once again, what we could do is, select this face and have a build plate on there. We might come back and do that later. I think this actually might need to be a little bit thicker. Just to give it a little bit more girth. Let's put an edge loop through there. G to the Y. Control L, G, Y, move it back. Oh, geez, what did I just do? Yeah, beautiful. So the front end looks quite nice. We're still trying to do, this is kind of maybe the second blocking pass as we're moving towards the back. The cockpit here, maybe we should start working it out. We do have subdivision on it, which is not too bad. This piece here, what are we going to do with it? Is it going to be enclosed with the cockpit? I think we might have to do it. I'm just trying to work out what would be the best way for this. What I think we might do, because I want this cockpit to be sitting on it. Are you a freelancer? Heck no. Stuff being a freelancer. I don't know how people do it, pretty much. That's, yeah, it's not my cup of noodles, pretty much. Let's go GZ. So I'm going to grab that. I'm going to go P, separate by selection. With that piece selected, I'm going to remove the subdivision for now. Let's go modifier. I'm going to shrink wrap this onto the cockpit. I don't want to snap on surface. No, I don't want nearest point. I want to project on the negative. And so now that edge loop is sitting directly on top of the cockpit. So now if I go Control A, let's come over into here. I'm going to press B to select delete edges. Now what I can do is with this selected and this one, Control J to join. And so what I can do now is I'm just going to merge these down. Merge. Oh, actually, no, I can grid fill. Hang on, how bad is this? All right, we can see that it's not lining directly up, which is slightly annoying. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go individually. Merge last. Merge last. Whoa. Merge last. Merge last. And two more. Merge last. Merge last. There we go. So now we have this line here sits directly on top. What I'm going to do is put an edge loop like so. And then from here, what I'm going to do is just kind of manually just line this up. So we've almost got a bit of a lip happening. Doodle-up. Doodle-up. Boop. GY. Beautiful. And what this will allow us to do now, if I select this edge, Shift D, P, separate by selection. Then we select that. Let's go modifiers, solidify modifier. We will make the offset 0, so it increases both ways. I'm going to dump that above the solid. No, let's not. Sorry. What if we bump this subdivision up? Hang on, oh, undo, wrong one. This one here. Nice. And now we've like got a rubber seam that goes around. Now we do have a little bit of an issue here. What's that there? What is that? What is... Oh, that's the bottom. Okay, that's this bit here is... Ugh, chase. Whiskers. So let's maybe grab that there, and we will bring just a smidgen down, like so, and then we'll bring this one down as well, because I just want that even seal around. That's really nice there. Maybe a little bit more on this one. There we go. Let's bring this one up. Is that not straight? Scale Z0? No, this bit here is not straight. Huh. Would you look at that? GZ, and we'll bring that down. Down. Do. Beautiful. And then this will come time to when we can kind of start snipping up the window so the way it moves, or, you know, we start putting in reinforcements around, because I mean technically we should have some sort of roll cage in a way, so that'll be good there. Alright, I'm fairly happy with how that is turning out. Have an air intake for like a rally car, but where's the air going? Because we've got jet engines. Because on a rally car, you got the thing on top. Does that go into the cabin? It must go into the cabin. Where else would it go? Anyway, getting a hold of myself. For those of you who are YouTube Premium, make sure you download this video afterwards. I'm doing a test of something, so that'll be much appreciated. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. The intentions will be kind of once we start blocking as well. What it will be is, let me just save it. Will be like, I'm going to do Control B to do a bevel. We'll do 2, Control Numpad minus, Alt S. Something like that. V to rip. And we'll make sure that we've got Auto Smooth turned on. Ooh, that's not good. Ooh, that is definitely not good. That's yuck. Let's just go all the way back. Let's go Control B again. And it's going to be super small. Control Numpad minus. Wrong way, buddy. Why is that? It's almost like I have to delete this. And then that'll give us that line. The problem is that it's see-through. So we can do how I do most of my sci-fi panels. Let me just undo all that jazz. And that's to have 2 bodies. And when you got one body sitting on top, and then underneath it you have a solidifier modifier, and that's where you can kind of cut it off. I'll show you what I mean. So if I go Shift D, and this is going to be our top body, so let's kind of start clearing some of this stuff out. Control L, delete vertices. So this one here is our main body. So now if we come in and we add in our solidifier modifier, it's a little bit bigger. Let's just go 0 and 0.001. From here, if I were to do a Control B, something like that, delete faces. We have to increase this to maybe 0.05. Right. 0.01. We still got this problem. Oh, we can get around it though. Because if I were to come in and... Which one is it? Just, yeah. Control B on that. And then that'll kind of match it. But you can see now that we've got this nice panel here. With this one selected, we can come to the object, normals, auto smooth, but then you can see that we've just got this nice panel that can sit on there. So that's pretty cool. Once again, there is no way of bolting it on, so we'd probably just model on like a latch or something. So that's quite nice. We don't have these in here. What's the time? It's 10:30 at the moment. All right. Do I want to do the engine now? Is the question. No. It's a little bit too repetitive. Okay, so from here, let's go ahead and start building on this thingamabob. For those of you who don't know, that's Frank behind me. Say hi, Frank. Cool. Good chat. Let's bring that up. And we're going to bring this over. Let's bring that down. GG. So to me, that's nice. I'm not really sure what I want out of this piece, so I'm just going to kind of block it out. Whoops. Something like that. G through there. It's almost worth. Delete. Oh, cheese and whiskers. Oh, that's fine. It's almost worth getting this edge. Shift D, P, separate by selection. And we'll select all that. E to extrude along the Y-axis. Something like that. Sit it above. Scale it on the X. Well, let's go GX. So almost something like that. So it is detached. And then from here, what we could do is grab this section here, for instance. Shift D, P, separate by selection, and then you can kind of see that we've got this almost like covering, I guess. Where's his head is the next question. So that's good. So having this piece here, we can do very quickly a solidify modifier just to make it a little bit thicker, and we'll make that 0 so it's nice and big. We could probably even, now that we're here, let's grab this, G, Y, bring it back. And now you can see that this piece here is straight attached onto here. So we've kind of bypassed a lot of it just there. That's really, I'm actually fairly happy with how that's turned out. Let's come into Object Data, Auto Smooth. There we go. Do the same for this, Auto Smooth. Let's put an edge loop through there. Nice. I think what I wouldn't mind doing is put a line here and a line here, and then we can bring this down. And then that's kind of got a nice, kind of like a nice flow. Black Fly, welcome. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Let's, you know what? Let's try and get everything to pop out a little bit. So I'm just going to go create. Let's go into a yucky color like this, specularity down and the roughness up. Someone, the real Slim Shady, please stand up. From here, let's go into a area light. Area? Spot. Area. Yeah. Alt R. And then we're going to kind of scale that up. We're going to have lighting like this. Shift D, Z, rotate 180. Rotate X 180. 1000 watt, I think might be a little bit too much. But having this material, let's kind of copy it across to everything else. Grab everything. Material. There it is. And we'll go copy material to selected. And then now we can kind of see this clay. Let's make that a little bit darker. Yeah. That's not bad. This definitely needs something. Obviously this will need something. Shade smooth. And we'll do, yep, it's already got that on there. So this will be interesting. What are we going to put in here? I think maybe what we might put in there is just kind of like a whole bunch of greebles and some junk in there. Predominantly, I want this car to be nice and smooth. So, in saying that, I'm not a fan of this harsh edge. So we might need to try and think of something to put in there. We do have this little lip. Is it there? Solid mode? Hey, where's our lip gone? Oh, yeah. So our lip's gone because we put in that solidify modifier. That is not my lip. That is my lip. So if I go GZ, and let's not too thrilled about this, so I might have to do this again. Shift S, cursor to selected, select everything. Let's scale by 3D cursor. Down, down, down. Do, 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 do. There we go. Not too shabby. Why are you sticking so far off? Let's go Shift N on that one because I think the normals might be facing the wrong way. Okay, that's a little. Let's go GZ, something like so. GZ, a little bit more. Yep. Just trying to get that even thickness. There we go. Nice. Pixel cell, thank you. There we go. So now we can kind of see that seal. Let me just hide everything else. So the shape of the vehicles are really coming together. Definitely here on these engines, we will be putting some more panel lines on there. We can see it's almost like this is one piece. I don't like this edge here. That's way too harsh in there. So maybe we need to look at fixing that. If I just do a Control B, what's going to happen? Let's maybe, actually, let's just undo that. If we bump this up to 60 degrees. Yeah, see, that is just still way too sharp. Control B. From here, I'm just trying to round off this edge. So if we go GG and bring it forward, let's just go in solid mode to make our lives a little bit easier. Let's go GG. Nice, so we've got that fixed. GG. That's fixed, that's fixed, that's fixed. Do we have an issue underneath? No. So now we've kind of alleviated that problem. Do we have a problem still here? So let's go GG. Do you know which way you want to go, buddy? I think it's... Problem is if I move it too much, it's going to screw with the geometry, but we can't really have that sharp edge. Samurai pizza cats. Meow. Okay, there we go. Let's kind of go like this. And then from here, I'm just going to push that out ever so slightly. There we go. And now we've kind of got an even thickness in there. Did I always? I'm pretty sure I always left click and drag. No, I normally go C, don't I? Sorry, it's getting late. Starting to lose the plot a little bit. Okay, let's kind of go like this. And we'll move that back in. Oh, jeez. There we go, something like that. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave it there for now. And we'll probably continue on this with next week. So tutorials coming out this week are a shader for water kind of going onto land. That was provided to me, which is really good. Another one will be probably the rigging of these engines. And so what it'll be is the engine, and then we'll make it the ability for it to contract and to go and to expand. So when it's going faster, it'll go in. And then also we can do slide adjustments. So if it's turning, that we can actually move the propeller around. And number 3, I'm not sure, but there will be probably an add-on review, which I normally do as well. So if you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps me out, keeps up to date with content. And until next time.